We did a future meeting about our business. Every team member went through where we were a year in the future, as if it already exists. Guess what? Every single thing came true. To each other, and they can all be successful. You can all be successful, but you have to get out of your ego and into your heart. So if we can all learn to work together, we can thrive. Let's keep moving. Change the patterns to change the past. So this is something that changed my life. People are like, oh, you wake up so. If you follow me on social, I wake up 2:50. I do not recommend you wake up at 2:50 in the morning, so I want to make that very clear. People are like, oh, he wakes up at 2:50 in the morning. That's just the time I wake up. You don't have to wake up early, thank you. What time do you go to bed? 9 o'clock, 9 o'clock, okay? So, now that's the time I get up is not important. It's the fact that I follow a pattern on a repetitive basis. So I program my subconscious mind. Everything I'm doing, everywhere I go, if you're in our Warrior Academy, Brandon and I work together in the Warrior Academy. We have 27 team members. We have every single team member's vision board up there. I want to know what your vision is if you work with me. I want to know what your vision is, and I want to know if we're getting you towards your vision. We are very, very focused on vision, okay? We did an activity just recently. We've done it twice now. And what is a video? So we're filming a video right here. Once I step away from this, that is now timestamped as a memory, correct? So as soon as I say, Coach JV is the greatest of all time, when I walk away from that video, is that not time-stamped in the past now? Is it?
It is.
Correct. So we've done activities at our business where we did a future meeting. We did a future meeting about our business. Every team member went through where we were a year in the future, as if it already exists. Guess what? Every single thing came true. We time-stamped in reality who we were going to become. We created the vision. We became the thermostat, not the thermometer. We did the same activities over and over again at a repetitive basis and built it until they became our truth. Your mind is extremely, extremely powerful. All right, so change the patterns, give resistance. When you're working towards the next level of life or next paradigm of wealth, you're gonna get a lot of resistance, and unfortunately it comes from your family. My family doesn't understand where I'm going. It's not their fault. They either judge you because they really, really love you and they care about you, or they're jealous of you. Usually it's not because they're jealous of you, it's because they don't understand. Where I'm heading, there's no entrepreneurship in my family. So when I left an executive job making $250,000 a year to say, hey guys, I'm gonna go write a book and be a podcast host. I don't believe in the banking system. From a drug addict to an executive at a bank to calling my parents and saying I'm walking out of banking. Imagine that. On my Hispanic side of the family, my dad's like, what? You're crazy, what are you doing? I said, I believe that there's greatness out there for me. I have a message that I want to share with people, and guess what happened? I launched my podcast, I launched my book. Guess how many people bought my book? 0. Guess how many people listen to my podcast? 0. Well, yeah, I did a book release. Guess how many people showed up to my book release? My cousins and my family. It looked like a lot of people had a lot of cousins and a lot of family, right? But I knew here, because I was getting out of my ego into my heart, that I was meant for greatness. I started thinking about my death a lot. I started thinking about my funeral. I'm like, when I die, what do I want people to say about me? He was a good man. He was an amazing father. He also blazed a trail for people to follow. That's what I want people to say about me. And mostly, he loved every single human being he came in contact with, even his haters. So if you follow me on social, I say I love you to every single hater, because I was them 16 years ago. I'm literally looking at a mirror. I was that guy or gal because I wanted what they had. So I just looked in the mirror and I said I love you to them because they're a reflection of me. They're just presenting my old self to me, saying, do you want to be like that? So know that when you build your SMP business, you're going to have resistance. It's for you, it's not against you. There's no evil force stopping you from building the biggest SMP business in the world. There's no force stopping you from doing that. Is it gonna be easy? No. But remember this moment, get this on that video, is when I said you guys realize you have a blank check, only one person raised their hand. That's indoctrination right there. All of you guys have a blank check. This is a powerful, I mean, this should change my life. This is amazing, gave me confidence. This is an amazing product you guys are selling to people and providing people with. So you're probably wondering how I reverse engineered it, okay? So I had to create new thoughts and I had to create a positive point. So imagine, I'm a drug addict, I attempt suicide, can't take care of my 3-year-old daughter, and I read this book called The Secret. So I'm like, I couldn't even tie my shoes straight at that point. So what I did is I created a positive point. I found mentors. It was Tony Robbins, Eric the Hip Hop Preacher, Bob Proctor. So I watched these people, and I watched what they did, and I reverse engineered their activities. I'm like, what did they do on a daily basis? Some of them said they got up early, so I started getting up early. They ate healthy, some of them fasted, so I started fasting. They always exercised, I was always into exercise, so I had that down. But they studied, they read every single week. They read every single week, so I started reading a book a week. So I picked them as my positive point, and I reverse engineered the I am affirmations to get to the point. This is the part I don't like. Like, I don't like big introductions, because it doesn't matter who I am right now. It matters who you are right now. Because in the process of becoming a millionaire, what's more important is who you're becoming. So if people join my Warrior Academy, I always tell them, if you're here to get rich quick, get the hell out of my academy. We're here to get wealthy for sure. And wealth is here. Once you get wealthy here, you'll be wealthy for a lifetime. Because crypto can go to zero, my investments can go to zero, my retirement can go to zero, but because I've trained this and this to connect, I can do it all again. I can recreate this over and over and over again. Do you guys realize that you're already wealthy, that you're already healthy, that you're already abundant, that wealth is available for all of you guys? Does everybody realize that? A warrior is someone who understands that it starts in your heart. And when your heart and mind are in alignment, you become powerful beyond measure. But when your head is disconnected from your heart, you're making decisions from ego. That's what we're dealing with right now within our society. I'm very proud of everything I did. Well, why would you say that? Because it made me who I am today. I'm not proud of the activities and behaviors I did with a 3-year-old little girl in tow, but that's who I was and that's who made me who I am today, so I'm very proud of the story. So I looked over and I saw myself 16 years earlier with my daughter in tow in a crack house buying drugs. My little girl didn't care. She loved her daddy, man. I was a superhero to her even then. We just did a podcast interview, and I saw my dad. She didn't even know I was a drug addict. I was her daddy. She went everywhere with me. I'm not proud of that moment. And then here I am sitting in the garden 16 years later, at the highest level of love frequency I've ever felt in my life. And it hit me. As I was sitting in the garden, listen to what I'm saying. There was a man or woman sitting in a crack house. And as I was sitting in the crack house, there was a man or woman sitting in the garden. Listen to me for a second. It's all a frequency. Only one of you is going to get this. Only one of you. It's a frequency. If you want to be a multi-millionaire, it already exists. You have to align with the frequency here. Okay, so what is frequency? Say, that's easy to talk about. Frequency is the things you ingest. It communicates with your body. It's the things you're seeing. It's the things that you're hearing. It's the people you're around. It's the things that you're ingesting. It's the things that you're seeing. It's the things that you're hearing. They're all frequency. And as I said, the people that control the money, control the information, control the people. So why do you think we all get in debt? We get out of debt. We go back in debt. We get a new car. It's not good enough. We get another car. It's an indoctrination system. It's a frequency that they keep at a low-level frequency. They dam up your money, and they make it fluid. So how do you become that frequency? Money, number one, should be fluid. Your money should never be sitting. It should always be growing. Every time you get paid, who should you pay first? Yourself. You should always invest 10% of your money every single time you get paid. Every time. It will stop you from doing frivolous spending. If you have a problem with frivolous spending, take 10% and invest it. Okay? Number one rule. you should always grow your money. Number 2, you should not buy shit you can't afford. This is from Gary Vee, to impress people you don't like. Every time you buy something that is a physical thing, it must be an asset. I just bought a badass Corvette. Oh, you're breaking your nose. It was bought by my company. Nothing I own is owned by me. It's owned by my company. Everything I have is an asset. I have this many bills, personal bills. Everything I own is an asset. I drive a badass SUV. It was bought by my company. It was an asset for tax benefits. Everything you buy in the physical world needs to be an asset. So number 1, always grow your money. That's what God wants you to do. So think about that. Remember when the people that were presenting, the person that gave their last coin to God, right? What happened? Multiply. Multiply. Don't ever dam up your money, okay? And number 3, money is just a frequency. That's all it is. Money is just a frequency. If you're constantly running out of money, you need to check your mindset around money. So remember the garden. As I was sitting in the garden, there's a guy or woman sitting in the crack house. As I was sitting in the crack house, there was somebody sitting in the garden. So I will be a billionaire. It already exists. A billionaire version of me already exists. And also, a crack house version of me already exists. The key is what frequency you're going to access. So who are you hanging out with? What are you listening to? What are you seeing? What are you doing with your money? And you can have financial freedom. This moment in time, you guys realize this is going to go down in history. I have to share this with you guys. This is not doom and gloom, because this could be the greatest time in human history for our families, or it could be the worst time in human history, just like the Great Depression. They have printed more money in the last 24 months than in history. The stock market is overvalued by 196%. You know why? Because the money that printed went into the companies that shouldn't have got the money. They value the stock market based on the money that's pumped into those companies. We have a bunch of zombie companies sitting there that didn't actually put any growth into our economy. These are the things you need to learn, because this is your money. The 4 richest people in the world, guess what happened? They got much wealthier in the last 2 years. Guess what happened to the middle class? They got much poorer. Guess what happened to the stimulus checks? People either invested them in the stock market that makes the rich richer, or they went and bought TVs that the rich people own, the businesses that made them richer. It's a game that they're playing with you and your mind. So I just want to leave you with this. You have a decision to make now. You have a blank check. You know the rules of money now. You understand that you are the greatest of all time within your paradigm. And only one of you is going to do it. That's the beautiful. We've done the math. Over 4,500 warriors. Out of every 100 warriors comes to our academy, only one gets it. And it's such a beautiful thing to see. So I truly hope that you're the one. Warriors! Get your shit together.